Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jason Statham's very large, otherwise known as Big Vacation. I am your Statham master for the evening, Jonas Newhouse. Joining me is...
Spencer LaBelle.
Let us know who you're playing, and then we'll explain what that means.
Alright, I will be playing Bongus Chongus, who is a horned toad. A really fat, just gigantic horned toad. Bongus.
Hello, I am William. They, them, and today I will be playing Herman Wright, he, him, and I am an Indian giant squirrel.
And to go back briefly, my pronouns also are he, him. Can we get Spencer Bungus' pronouns quick?
He, him, he, him.
He, him, he, him. We're joined also...
Well, hi, I'm Jenny, and I'll be playing Batilda the bat. I'm a fruit bat.
Hell
I'm a fruit
yeah.
bat. I don't know my character voice yet, so we'll discover.
You'll find it when
we'll discover
Hey,
it.
hashtag Teddy season 1, baby.
So look out for that. And pronouns her, she for both of myself and my character.
Sick.
Cool.
And finally,
last but not least, I'm Sam Richardson, and I will be playing a tarantula named Rosie. I am he, him, she is she, her.
all right. So you will notice that as all of my wonderful friends here introduced their characters, they were giving animal types. That is because we will be playing a sort of a homebrewed version of Jason Statham's Big Vacation that I'm calling Jason Statham's Pet Vacation. It's going to function exactly the same as the game that everyone has played and knows, and with the change being that everyone is playing animals. So these four critters are basically escorting Jason on his big vacation to Animal Island, which is a big island, sort of Zootopia-esque, but the animals there look like the animals that we know in our world, but they've created a society and communicate on a more intelligent level than at least I think animals in our world do. If you've seen like Cats and Dogs, or Cats versus Dogs, that movie, I'm kind of pulling from that a little bit and how they do things that most animals don't do, but it's a movie, so it's awesome. And we're going to be writing that movie here today. So Jason Statham's Big Vacation, to give a little intro into it, it is a one-page RPG created by Grant Howard and Chris Taylor. The overlay down here also has their wonderful names.
Based on a concept by Sean Smith.
Thank you, Grant, Chris, and Sean. We could not play this fun game without you. Basically, the core of the game is Jason Statham's on a big vacation, and something's going to go wrong all the time. There is sort of an antagonist who will come up later in the game. We do a number of scenes, and they go through trying to keep Jason from being either too dead, sad, arrested, or bored to continue the vacation.
It's really bad to be too dead.
It's really bad. He can be a little dead, but if he gets too dead,
that's a
no good. And then the game will end.
You made me spit. I spit a little bit.
Little bit.
So it's I've planned nothing other than what I've already told you. Everything else is going to be something that I roll for on this single sheet of rules. I'll be rolling for the location of each scene as well as the thing that will go wrong, at least to set it all off. More things will go wrong. The way that those sort of come up is whenever one of the players here wants to interact with the threat or with Jason in a way to try to get him to not be so dead, sad, arrested, or bored, they roll a d12, and then they also roll a d6, which is the Statham die. If the result shows 4 or less, then the action goes well, and on a 1, it goes very well. That's basically the equivalent of like a natural 20, but it's a 1. It's good in this one. It's like golf. If the d6 and d12 show the same number, the wonderful Jason Statham, that is a wonderful count of 17, by the way, I think I've said so far. Then Jason Statham does something unpredictable, which I can't tell you what that'll be because I would be predicting. Let's see. That's the core mechanic. Rolling a d12. Each of them also has sort of like a class of types. We have Bongus Chongus is the agent. Also sort of Jason's, at least in Bongus's perspective, favorite pet. He is the one that Jason brought to Animal Island from his home with him. So we have the agent, the lawyer. That's Herman Wright, the lawyer. We have private security. Rosie, the tarantula, and the tour guide, Tilda, or Batilda, the fruit bat. They all have their own specific skills that will come up when they come up, but basically those have numbers associated with them, and if they're doing something that relates to one of those, then they can roll under that number instead of under 4, so making it more likely for them to succeed. Statham lore, for example, as the agent has. If he's trying to remember something about Jason or communicate with Jason, because animals can't talk to people still in this world, he'll be rolling for under an 8 instead of a 4. I think that's the main thing that I want to put up on the top here. Thank you to Q Times for hosting us here. Thank you to Krug and Indigo for keeping these Wednesday streams going. This is my second time running one of them. Second? Third?
I don't.
This is a time of mine running this, and it's a great time. We do a ton of other programming on here. We'll talk about those more at the end of the stream. We will not be watching the chat tonight, but we will have somebody from Q Times as Q Times in the chat talking to you. So throw some letters out there till they make words, and see how that goes for you.
Hey, please do comment. It's always interesting to go back and read what you guys think of the streams.
We do go back and check it out, and the things you've said so far are very hurtful.
Oh no!
No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's very nice.
I don't think we have much more ado. Do you have anything any of you would like to say about your characters before we begin?
Indian giant squirrels are the size of a house cat.
Yes.
So and if you don't know what they are, you leave the stream window open, but open another tab and look up an Indian giant squirrel because they are very beautiful.
Yes. Oh God.
Much like myself.
Yes. Much like yourself. You're really stretching yourself on this one. I will say fruit bats also beautiful. Tarantulas also beautiful. Horned toads not usually this big, but also beautiful. Bongus is an abnormally large, about the size of an iguana. I think you said so.
Yeah. Should we talk about how big I'm this big?
And that's not 5. That's a visual representation.
Yeah, this is a visual representation.
I'm
5 big.
5 big.
My wingspan can be up to 5 feet. So pretty,
cool.
pretty big.
Biggest of us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I think the squirrel and bat are probably close to.
I'm very fine with not being completely the biggest. That's okay.
That's okay. Only when I'm flying.
Big bat energy.
You may be the biggest, but you're not the bongest. I'm the bongest.
I think last thing I'll say is this is very difficult.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I'm surprised it's staying in.
Yeah. Well, perhaps that will be the first thing to go wrong.
What'd you roll?
A 9. No, that's
9.
a 6.
A 6.
It's a 6.
I'm going to take that 6.
Great.
As Jason Statham kicks down the door to the Chandelier Museum. In this game, every scene starts with Jason Statham kicking down a door. He is walking in with his beloved friend, Bongus Chongus, by his side, and his newly recruited, newly hired team of escorts on Animal Island, who we know are Rosie, Tilda, and Herman Wright. Herman Wright. As Jason Statham kicks down the door to the Chandelier Museum, the heads in the room, the human heads at least, they turn. There are a handful of people in here, each escorted by a separate animal, many with dogs. There are some other with bats and other flying creatures, and they all turn to look at Jason Statham, who begins to look around the room, and... Oh no, I rolled the one that's cut off on my sheet.
No!
Jason Statham looks across the room and he sees someone he knows. Bongus, can you roll me Statham lore, please?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or as I like to call him, the Steak Man, because we're cool like that. I got an 11 and a 6.
Okay, so in this game, an 11 is bad. You want to roll under your goal number, which for Statham lore is 8. So this has gone poorly. We need to decide something before we get further into the scene. We each choose a track for Jason that will be under threat in this Chandelier Museum. I will choose one and you will all choose one. The ones available are dead, sad, arrested, or bored. Being that there are chandeliers, I'm going to choose dead. He is at risk of dying for all of the chandeliers.
I was really scared this was going to be a museum just titled the Chandelier Museum and not a museum just of chandeliers.
It is
like
a museum
Lamps
of chandeliers.
Plus.
It is, yeah. and there are wonderful chandeliers here.
I would say bored.
Bored?
I think. How are we all feeling?
I was gonna say arrested if he breaks one of those very
No,
fancy
that is a
chandeliers.
good
Yeah.
point.
I'm gonna.
chandeliers are expensive.
I agree. As the lawyer, I agree.
Museum security.
Okay. So, you rolled poorly, Spencer. And when you roll poorly, if the result... Okay.
With your head down, it looks like there's just a hedgehog.
A hedgehog. Well, there is.
Keep it that way.
So, we're going dead and arrested. Jason sees this person that he recognizes, and you, Bongus, you know that he recognizes him, but you can't really place the person. But Jason locks eyes with them and begins to run across the room, and as Jason's large muscular legs stomp on the ground, you see the chandeliers above start to wobble and wobble and wobble. And I'm going to roll a D3 to see how close to dead he's going to get right now, and add those numbers to the Statham track. Does this seem correct, William, from the time that you played this game?
Yeah. The one time.
The one time.
We are all
D3,
new at this.
Yeah. As is Jason. So a D3 is just a D6, and each number has 2 numbers on it. So I rolled a 5, which is equivalent to a 3. So I'm filling in 3 out of 8 boxes on the Jason Statham is dead track.
It's fine if he runs around, right? It's cool. This is a running
Jason,
friend.
I've asked you to let me preview the spaces before you run into them.
Rosie, I think it's perfectly fine for Jason.
No, it's. Do you know how much of a
he
security
needs to-
risk we're at
he
in
needs
this
to have
chandelier
fun.
museum?
And the chandelier directly above Jason, as he stops in his tracks, begins to fall. Would someone like to do something?
I want to do some extreme sports.
Cool.
Some extreme sports skills, and try to fly and knock Jason out of the way.
Awesome.
I don't think I can get the chandelier to not fall on him. It's gonna fall.
If anyone
So-
else would like to try to stop the chandelier, you can
Yeah.
as well. But let's try to knock Jason out of the way
Yeah, I'm
first.
just gonna
Yeah.
trying to save our guy.
Save our boy.
Okay,
Save
great.
that boy.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so I got a 6 and an 8.
A 6 and an 8. Okay. So a 6 is only 1 above your extreme sports, but that is still a failure. Wait, 6 and an 8. Oh, so 8 was on the D12, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 3 above.
That's still pretty bad. So
Cool.
let's.
Hey.
Yeah, it starts here.
It starts here.
Act 1, death. What yeah.
Jason immediately dies.
Yeah.
I think the way that this is gonna play out, you fly at him,
Okay.
and you are flying.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, hell yeah.
And
Faster
you,
that way.
And you go straight for his face, and you land on his face, and you're like trying to get off, and he's trying to get you off, and he's moving around, and he's just like running into people and people and people.
Great.
And then the chandelier string finally snaps, and it begins to fall. I'm gonna roll a D3 for arrested.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Causing a ruckus.
Yes. That is 2 tracks.
2 tracks?
2.
I would like to use eye for detail
Okay.
to see another chandelier that I can cut a rope for, and it will smash into the chandelier that is about to fall onto Jason Statham, and they will both crash into the wall. It won't exactly be wonderful,
Right.
as you've said 9,000 times.
If it fails, he might get arrested.
Yes, but at least our boy will be alive.
Our boy.
Our boy. No, all right. So wait, hold on. I adjust my monocle, and I do a little rollsy. Let's see here. What? That's a failure.
Okay.
Failure by 3.
So there's a second chandelier falling on the Statham right now.
All right.
We are off to a good start.
We also need to start tracking adrenaline and stability for all of you.
Okay.
So remember that you failed, and Rosie or Tilda, you're gonna get away with that last one, but you are about to lose some stability. So this mechanic, the way that it works, every player starts with, I believe it is 3 adrenaline and 0 stability, or vice versa. Where is this on here?
Vice versa sounds.
Probably.
Vice versa does sound better. Yes, 3 stability and 0 adrenaline.
Yeah.
If an action goes badly and it was dangerous, as I think this is definitely a dangerous maneuver, Herman.
Yes.
You will shift a point from stability into adrenaline. And when you roll a d12, you add your adrenaline. So from now on, you will add that. I'll track that here. I have a sheet for each of you. So Herman Wright is at a 1, or you're at a 2 stability, 1 adrenaline right now.
And for every adrenaline that you have now, when you make a roll, you add that to your roll.
To your d12.
So
yeah.
I will now be
Okay.
adding 1 to every d12 that I roll.
Cool.
So it kind
And how
of
do
gets
we-
harder.
And how do we get rid of adrenaline? And increase stability?
It stays with you until the end of this scene.
Yep.
And then the next scene, it goes back to 0.
Okay.
And if your stability hits 0, it'll be bad. So
Okay.
watch out for that.
If your stability hits 0, don't you
die? Okay, so you either die or go mad or are otherwise rendered unable to help Jason enjoy his vacation. So you, Herman right. How did you accomplish? You were trying to just like knock a chandelier into another, or what were you?
I believe we said cut.
Cut a chandelier.
Yep.
So I think there was one that like was kind of swinging from Jason Statham's wonderful trunk legs, wonderful number 19, shaking them all. And as you see it sort of swinging forward, then back, you try to time it so that it swings forward and the momentum carries it into that one chandelier, but the momentum was too strong. And as you cut it, it goes flying across the room, and I think a couple people, human people, oh no, get knocked out at the far end of the room.
Oh shit.
Jason might get arrested. I rolled a 6, which is a 3. Arrested is looking bad.
Uh-oh.
So it's 5 out of 8.
It is 5 out of 8.
Great.
All right. So, since a lot of people are looking around, I'm going to use failed actor, because I was actually, if you guys saw the movie Holes, I was one of the lizards in the movie. I was the lizard in the movie Holes. So I'm kind of famous. And so I'm going to use failed actor to do like my distinctive like...
Cool.
And everyone's going to be like, oh hey, it's the lizard from Holes. Forget Jason Statham. Who's that?
I love it. You're rolling against a 6.
Oh!
Okay, that's amazing, but also...
What happened?
So this is going to be on a D12 and a D6, snake eyes.
So it's a critical success, but it matches the Statham die.
Okay, so here's what happens then. So a 1 is, yes, it's a critical success.
so
It's a wonderful
famous.
thing. And it says here, players can reduce the Statham tracks with appropriate successful actions. 1 for a small action, 2 for a medium action, 3 for a serious repair job. This is at least a medium action. So I think this is going to knock down Arrested by 2,
Yeah.
as everyone looks at you and not Jason. But because the Statham die matched the D12 die, Jason Statham does something unpredictable. I'm going to roll something for this and see if there's something on this sheet that is going to be somewhat relevant. Jason sees a grouping of chickens over in the corner, and he walks over, and he starts pretending to be a chicken too. Chicken noises, chicken moves, and all of that. No one's noticing this, except for the chickens and some other animals. All the people are watching the lizard from Holes doing lizard push-ups.
All right, listen, this has really gotten out of hand. Jason, it's time to extract Jason from this situation. And I'm rolling extraction.
Cool. Extraction, your DC is a 6. You want to roll under?
I rolled 2 2s.
Oh my god. Okay, what are you doing?
I think I'm just crawling onto Jason's shoulder and like pointing in the direction of the exit and like navigating him through the crowd.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're pointing. There's an exit like towards the back that he's closer to right now, not the one you came into. That says exit above it in animal language.
Yeah.
And you're pointing there with as many legs as you can. And he does go, and he takes 4 of the chickens with him, and he runs out the door.
Jason, listen, you can't take it's not a, I think that's a felony.
Chickens.
All right, as long as you're happy, Jason.
And he disappears into the darkness that is this exit back there. Turns a corner.
Wait, but I'm on his shoulder.
Oh, you're on his shoulder?
Yeah,
okay,
I'm on
cool.
his shoulder.
Cool. So you run out with him, and you see he's running up, like, or I guess down a stairway to get out.
I'm gonna lean over to Tilda. Tilda, I don't suppose either of us can catch up to him right now. So, do you think that there's perhaps a reason to believe that Rosie cannot handle this herself?
Rosie seems fairly capable, but I love Jason Statham. So, come on, hop on my back, everybody.
Oh, hell yeah. Wait, I am the size of a house cat. So
I'll take you up on your offer.
All right.
and then someone's like, oh my god, is the lizard from Holes flying? Did the bat just fly away with the lizard from Holes?
Yes, and it sounds to you like, oh my god, what's the holes?
I love how the humans have like sense to us.
And then the last thing I want to do is just on the way out, I go up on hind legs and I just start like walking, and I'm going like, oh yeah, so as you all know, I mean like there's nothing inherently wrong with everything that has just happened. I'm using Spin Doctor to to like calm everyone down and be like, yeah, yes, that was Jason Statham, but the one who did all of the damage was in fact Jason Statham's stunt double. So you see, he has done incredibly nothing wrong. We will get you the stunt double's name and number and a contact information, and I just keep going like that.
Cool. Roll for me. Roll spin doctor.
Bring up safety procedures.
That's going to be 6 and 4.
6 and 4.
And 6 on the D12, 4
Cool.
on the D6.
Cool. Let's say
is
for
success
now,
by
just
1.
tell me your D12 roll, and then if the D6 matches.
Sure, that's a good idea.
So that is a 6, you said? Cool. Which is a success. So everyone, animals and humans alike, are all like, oh, some of them are actually disappointed. You know, they were hoping it was truly Jason Statham, but no one seems to be ready to call the animal police on Jason Statham at this moment. That at least has passed. But, Bongus, you notice as this is going on, as you're sort of going to leave, that person you noticed that Jason recognized from his past, you do recognize now Jason's bitter ex-partner has shown up for some reason. And you see them sort of filling with an earpiece. And when you say the name, Jason Statham, Herman, you see them go like this at their hip and start walking out that door as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
But you succeeded.
Good. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna get down on all fours now and just run like a squirrel.
Cool. So Rosie and Jason, you are running down the stairs out of the Chandelier Museum.
Okay.
Jason is carrying 4 chickens.
Okay.
They're all just like they've all been like yelling and talking and saying that is like, put us down. Hey,
Yeah.
this isn't cool. And one of them looks at you and says, can you do something about this?
He's Jason Statham. I don't know what you want me to do. He's the action star, Jason Statham.
This is incredibly uncomfortable. I've never liked Jason Statham personally. I heard he was coming. I thought I might come around. His arms are big, but he's a jerk.
Hey, just think about it this way. You get a free ride from Jason Statham.
I actually don't mind the free ride. Hey! Not the time. At this point, so you've gotten to the bottom of these stairs.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit crowded in this like exit way area,
Yeah.
but there is the door outside, and you hear boom, 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 and you're riding.
I'm really weighing down Matilda.
Trying my best.
And the 3 of you catch up, seeing Jason holding these struggling chickens in his arms.
Rosie.
Yeah.
I'm running on the side, just kind of quick kitty corner behind, and I'm like running, trying to keep up with Jason. Rosie, I saw someone who did something with their hip, and it seemed suspicious when I said Jason Statham's name.
Are you telling me there is an operative?
Probably. I don't know. Do you?
Rosie's gonna pull out her 8 katanas, 1 in each hand.
How do you stand?
This is on the katanas.
They're
We
pointy
discussed
stilts.
it. We
They're
discussed
pointy
this.
stilts.
You can like throw yourself like a throwing star.
Yep, but they're all.
Oh my god!
Oh my
That's
God.
amazing.
They're all about the size of a toothpick, though.
Right,
Because
right.
she's a
But
tarantula.
like
they're
less
sturdy.
surface area
Yeah.
for a knife
Yep.
that's better.
Right. So that's horrifying and amazing. I actually really like spiders personally, and I like tarantulas even. I understand some people are uncomfortable with them. I'm uncomfortable with this. So
If I found this in my home,
It,
would not adopt.
well, the problem with your statement is it is no longer your home at that time.
Okay, so Rosie, you hop off of Statham, and you're in like mid-air,
Yeah.
brandishing your 8 katanas.
Yeah, it is
And-
that cool, like slow motion, like katana.
Yeah.
A bunch of doves pass by behind you. It's just
Yeah.
a normal day
it's
for
very,
doves.
very John Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the right?
I think
That's
so.
a good one.
yeah,
Yeah, that'll
yeah.
work.
All right.
And as you're in bullet time, you see a figure at the top of the stairs.
Cool.
Looking right at Jason, looking menacing, brandishing a gun pistol,
Sweet.
pointing it straight at Jason,
Excellent.
about to pull the trigger.
I'd like to
What do you
throw a
do?
katana to plug up the gun.
Awesome. Roll. Okay, I think these weapons are also weapons.
Yes. So I have 2 skills, or I have 3 skills. And these hands are weapons. These weapons are also weapons, and extraction.
Yes.
I'd like to lobby the Statham Master to change these hands are weapons to these fangs are
Cool.
weapons.
I can do that.
But I will roll these weapons
And
are weapons.
also, in case this wasn't clear, all of the players, we can roll to do things that are not our skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the difficulty is 4.
Yeah.
So you have
So
to
it's
you have to
harder.
be below 4. It is harder, but
It behooves you to play within your skill set, but
yeah,
Yes.
to specialize.
So I have rolled a 7.
a 7 for
8.
8. Cool. That is a success. So that means it works, I guess. I want a really quick clarification, William. Is your understanding of the decreasing the track that it happens when you roll to do that, or when you just succeed?
When
it
you
goes
just
down?
succeed.
Okay, so it's just an up and
So it
down.
would have
It's a
gone.
push and
It
pull.
would have gone down by 1 when I did my law thing.
Cool. So I
Because
will
that
do
was very mild.
Yes.
A mild success, and I think it would go down by 1. The dead would go down by 1 right now.
Yes, I agree. So he is now at 1 of 8 dead.
Great.
As your katana flings through and the camera focuses on the point of the katana, circles the katana, comes to the hilt of the katana, and then follows it into the barrel of the gun.
I'd like to imagine, I know it doesn't make this sound in real life because they're both metal, but I like to imagine that it makes the like boom sound.
Sure.
Oh.
Boom, boom. This large Statham-like figure at the top of the stairs sort of looks at you, looks at his gun, and throws it into the wall, shattering it, and begins to charge down towards Jason Statham, who
Shattering
has
the
not
gun.
seen them coming yet. Would anyone like to do something to stop this horrible event from occurring?
I suppose I'm gonna run real fast and crawl on top of Jason and get up on his shoulder.
Cool.
Like a cat do. And I want to try and communicate with Jason I don't want to alert him that someone is chasing him because that might
Might make him sad.
might make him sad. It might,
Yeah.
it might disrupt some things.
Sure.
So I just want to be almost guiding him, like, oh, I heard, I climb on shoulder, Jason, I heard there was a wonderful coffee shop down the way. If you just take a right immediately take a right. If you just immediately take a right.
So the way that this is going to work is William is going to roll with just a DC of 5. So you're going to try to roll 5 or under. And that is for just communicating with Jason in general. Communicating with anybody else would be a 4. So if this succeeds, Jason's not going to hear exactly what you just said, but he's going to understand what you're communicating to him.
And when I roll the flat check, do I roll the Statham die as well?
Yes.
I do. Okay.
Yep. Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm treating it like any other roll. Basically,
okay.
it's just a little easier for you. You have an extra skill, basically.
Okay. 11.
11.
Ooh.
I believe that's pretty bad.
That's pretty
Yeah.
bad. About as bad as it can get.
Yep.
So what did you say again exactly?
I said, there's a nice coffee shop down the way. If you take a right immediately, an immediate right, take
Cool.
it a right.
So in the couple of days you've been traveling with Jason already, you've brought up coffee a couple times, so he knows what it sounds like when you say coffee in your squirrel voice, and he's like, open up a cover, remembering the coffee shop that was attached to the Chandelier Museum lobby that you came from. He's like, and he turns around and he sees the big Statham-like figure running towards him, and he says, and he charges as well, and he runs up and punches him in the face, knocking him a couple steps up. And then the Statham-like figure reaches back a fist to punch Jason himself. I'm gonna roll for dead on the track for this.
No.
It's just a 1, so he's now at 2 of 8 dead.
I'm gonna invoke Statham and be like, oh, hang on, guys. Just Statham does all his own. The Statham man does all his own stunts. You should just really watch the show. Honestly, it'll be so cool. He can take this guy, no problem. I rolled a 2, so he can take this guy, no problem.
Cool.
That's a pretty that's pretty good success-wise.
That's a
Yeah.
very good success.
I think taking this moment to say, oh, Jason can handle it, could end up being very good for us.
and you hear Jason say, Jason Hamburger!
Jason Hamburger!
Jason, eat a hamburger.
And he grabs this big Statham-like figure, who, Bongus Chongus, you recognize as his bitter ex-partner, by the collar, lifts him up into the ceiling, and just, he does, you know how the ceilings like kind of push, like if you want to hide up in there? He tosses him up, that panel flies away, and you do not see the bitter ex-partner come back down. Statham starts trotting up towards coffee.
That man is strong.
Statham man!
Also, he's no longer at risk of being dead. That decreased it by 2.
Great.
Great.
Are you doing push-ups again?
I think we should end the scene there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. That was scene 1. Good work,
Success.
everybody.
Let's get hamburgers.
He stays at 2 arrested, correct? Those
Yeah,
don't go
he
down by the
stays.
scene.
He stays. They don't go down. But I think.
Adrenaline resets. Does it?
I don't remember currently now that I'm like thinking about it.
You know, it might not.
I don't think it does.
Jonas, can you do me a massive favor and never look up again for the rest of the series?
Honestly, I'm being mic'd from my chest, so I probably could.
It actually, you're more likely louder when you're facing down, which is not what I adjusted audio for.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And don't worry about it though. I gave you a little bit of room, but
cool.
Can we have an interim scene?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I would love that.
So while you roll to figure out what we do next.
Yes.
Okay, so we're just like chill. I think we have like
Pet-sized macchiatos.
Yeah, pet-sized macchiatos. We're drinking in this coffee shop.
7 macchiatos.
You're just on one foot,
Yeah.
on one leg. That was quick thinking. It was very good, Bungus Chungus, to think that Jason could handle a fight by himself. I really appreciated that. Yes.
Hey, have we talked about getting those chickens back?
I think that they'll just be with Jason for a while. We look over and Jason has the chickens pecking coffee out of.
They're cool with it
Like
now.
coffee grounds.
They've befriended Jason after that.
Oh, wowie zowie! I didn't know that this vacation was going to be so difficult to handle.
It has taken quite a violent turn.
Immediately, in fact, the plane just landed this morning. The first place he wanted to go was the chandelier place.
I rolled exactly the location I was hoping to in this game. So we fade out on this scene. So in this game, by the way, every scene begins with a smash cut, non sequitur, as Jason wakes up, kicks in a door, and enters, or both. He kicked in the door last time. This time, he is going to wake up. As he is being brought to the petting zoo by the 4 of you on his sleepy travel cart, so he can take naps between itinerary points. He is sort of laying there, peacefully Stathaming, and he wakes up. Boom, boom, yeah. And he looks around, and he sees all of the humans who work at the petting zoo. This animal petting zoo, a petting zoo for animals, is basically for humans to volunteer to be pet by animals. They are, I guess not volunteer, they volunteer to be paid to be pet by animals.
Yeah.
So it is a consensual human petting zoo.
So the animals are petting the humans.
The animals
instead of
are
people.
petting the humans.
I could really use a nice, pet right now.
Absolutely,
I was
exactly.
going to ask about the ethics of like a petting zoo on Animal Island. So
I mean, that may still be something that you want to question.
Wait, so we show up and animals pet humans?
Animals pet humans. Yes, this is a place where
Just ignore all the
So
protesters.
does Jason want to be pet by animals?
Jason sees someone again from across the room, but this time it is it's funny that I mentioned Statham-like figure before. What you all see for sure is a sexy lady Statham.
Oh no.
Who has been placed here by some dire force to distract and beguile Jason. Jason is distracted and beguiled, and he walks into the middle of the petting zoo and just stares jaw open at the sexy lady Jason as he begins to be swarmed by animals who are now petting the wonderful Jason Statham.
I think happiness, like sad.
I think sad is a good thing to target here.
I don't know how everyone else feels.
Yeah,
Because it's bored,
Yeah.
sad, dead, and arrested.
Definitely happy.
I'm gonna
Sad.
put dead back in there again. I think
always
okay. Here's sort of my thought for dead is I think being swarmed by the wrong animals could or trampled by animals could lead to death.
Sure.
There's also
Like
arrested
a
or bored.
horse.
Could be
That's true.
bored.
There are horses here.
Yeah.
There are horses.
We're gonna say sad or
Statham
dead.
has a shellfish allergy. Keep the crabs away from him.
That's a concern.
Okay.
So at this moment, Jason is in the middle of the petting zoo on Animal Island, staring across the zoo at the sexy lady Statham, who is sort of twirling her beard and just making goo-goo eyes at Jason. Jason is not noticing the crabs coming to pet Jason with their big rock-like clompers.
I just want to add, I picture the sexy lady-like Jason Statham is exactly Jason Statham, but in like a very tight, form-fitting red dress.
Yeah, it's actually
like
it is
very
uncanny.
big rouge.
It is Jason Statham if someone were to create what they believe to be a sexy lady, Jason
Jason,
Statham.
if you're watching, we found your perfect match.
These crabs are approaching, Jason.
Rosie would like to roll, I think probably these weapons are also weapons.
Okay.
To separate Jason from the crowd, to act as the bodyguard.
That might be more extraction, I think. This feels...
I'm fine with the extraction.
Well, are you pulling Jason out?
No, I'm just keeping the other things away.
Oh, sure. Brandishing your weapons to try to get people away. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That works then. Yeah.
Okay. That's a 1. A 1.
A 1.
It's a 1.
That's
You
really
just
good.
critically succeeded?
Yeah.
There are 8 crabs approaching Jason as Rosie dives into the fray and lands on Jason's head with 8 katanas, tiny katanas pointed out.
I only have 7 katanas now.
7.
He broke my last katana.
Okay.
No, the gun broke. You got the
gun
katana
broke.
back.
Yeah. I don't want to take your cool 8 katanas away from you.
All right, cool.
You point them out at these 8 crabs who all fall over on their backs and begin flailing their legs like turtles as they've been startled to their backs by this.
Stay back. This is a Statham operation. Just stay right where you are.
The sexy lady Statham, who was looking at Jason, sees this, rolls their eyes, and turns away and starts to leave the petting zoo. Jason holds out a longing hand and says, "What the bird? What the bird?" And he puts his head down and he just sits down on the floor, starting to get sad.
I would like to use local knowledge to try to talk to the lady Statham or communicate to her that, like, hey, there's a secret corner of the human petting zoo
Ooh.
that's a little more exciting.
Cool. I like that. So you go over and you say that. Roll a d12
Okay,
and
great.
a 6.
It's funny that this is the direction we're going
Ooh,
because
Fadoofa, that's an 8.
An 8.
What do you have
An
to
8, but for local knowledge, 7, so yeah.
Cool.
One
Oh, it's
above.
just by 1.
So, as it is a failure, I was forgetting to do this in the last scene.
Okay.
You're going to be going to 2 stability, 1 adrenaline now.
Okay.
So, for the rest of the scene, you will be adding 1 to your rolls.
Cool.
So you go over and you say all that, and you're trying to direct her to a secret corner, which I think does exist. You know about it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of convincing her
Getting
of it.
there.
And she kind of hears you and is like, "What was that?" And looks over at Jason Statham and goes, and like makes eye contact with them and just goes, "Arr." A tiny tear shed from Jason's eyes. A tear that is but 1 inch. I rolled a 1 for sad. Jason is 1 of 8 sad.
I'm gonna get up in front of Jason, who's still sitting on the ground, and like with my claws, like just really lift his face up. Be like, "Come on, buddy. You know this. You're not your type. You like the strong, silent kind. Come on." This is Statham lore.
Statham lore, I think so.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. So that just
Well,
matches, which is what you need.
Oh yeah, cool. So I guess yeah.
So that I think just evens out where he's at. He's no longer getting sadder. He's like, "Oh, but the bird, you're right. I'm gonna go pet." And he stands up and he goes over and he starts petting a human in the petting zoo. You know that this is illegal, and you see the for a human to pet a human in the human petting zoo.
Right.
It's for animals only.
Sure.
And you see the 4 guards there that are sort of meant to enforce that rule pull out their great swords and begin walking towards Jason and saying,
What are the guards?
Yeah.
They are all gorillas.
Cool.
You shoot, and I come over really quickly. I get back up on hind legs. What you don't understand is that Jason Statham has a very special certificate that he got from the president of Animal Island.
Oh, that's correct, yeah.
The Animal Island.
President?
Yes, the president of Animal Island, the big panda themselves, issued a decree that Jason Statham has complete authority to pet any human with their consent.
If you succeed, that is true.
All right, so do you want me to do law lore?
Yeah. I guess, let me ask you
I was
actually.
either doing law lore or spin doctor.
So there's 2 ways you can do this. Either if you succeed, it's true. If you fail, you're lying. Or it's true, it's about whether or not you convince them.
I think Jason Statham, if he was going to take a vacation on Animal Island,
Yeah.
I think I, being the great lawyer that I am beforehand, would have addressed this with knowing how much Jason.
Sure.
Bungus Chungus let me know that Jason loves petting human beings.
For sure.
So I was like, I've got to make sure we can do that.
Cool.
So this,
Then roll Spin Doctor, I think, to...
Lalor.
Lalor.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
Oh my gosh, I succeeded by 6. So
Whoa!
it was. I rolled a 3, and my Lalor is 9.
Cool. Well, he can't get any further from being close to dead yet, but he's still at 0 of 8 dead.
Because I succeeded so well, can my stability and adrenaline go back?
Yeah. Reset your stability and adrenaline. That's great. That's a good.
Nice.
So the gorilla who had turned, he's like, the president, really? Oh well, Statham must be very important to Mr. President.
Yes, Amanda the panda assigned it herself.
Under the panda. Well, Mr. Statham, pat away. And Statham.
Sheathe great swords.
Yep, they all shoot the great sword and
away.
walk back to their posts. Statham then reaches the person they were going to pet, puts his enormous, wonderful Statham hand on them, and the human flinches and turns and goes to punch Jason out of surprise.
No.
And he's in a threat of being close to dead right now. Would anyone like to stop this punch before it connects?
I mean, I just did.
You just did something.
Yeah. Bongus, you got anything?
Well, I was just gonna try and step in and intervene and be like, "Hey guys, it's okay." This will sound like, and then I pull out a massive doobie as I roll narcotics.
Great.
That's gonna be
That's 6 for 6.
Yeah, 6 for 6.
6 for 6. Okay, so that is a success.
And just to specify, I imagine I am a collared pet, which is mostly lost underneath my many fat rolls. So I kind of just dig in underneath the rolls and pull out.
And the human goes.
It's like the Pineapple Express 3-way joint.
And the human looks at Jason and begins to pet him back. The gorillas look at him and say, "You didn't get anything signed by the president." And they rush over and they stab this human and carry him away on one of the great swords. And
My God! They skewer him?
Yes. And Jason reaches out a hand towards his lost friend, and you see his lips start to tremble.
It's funny because I picture, since these are gorillas and they're massive, they really just wield the greatsword in one hand while they're walking on their knuckles in the other.
Yep.
I would like to use follow me to make everyone follow me to the hospital.
Cool.
Where we will help the friend.
Cool.
So they can heal him and Jason can see his friend in ship shape.
Awesome. Yeah, roll follow me.
What a horrifying
10.
10.
Oh, 11, because I have that. +1.
Alrighty. So, oh boy, and I rolled a 6 on my D3. So,
Great.
Oh, Jason's very sad.
here's how it's gonna work. So who are you trying to get to follow you?
I guess Jason to go
Cool.
to the hospital with me and the gang.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
see that the
Absolutely.
situation
To see
is
that they're
remedied
okay.
Yeah.
and mended.
Even though they got skewered.
And I was gonna see a flat line.
No, I think so. The gorillas are carrying Jason's almost new friend away, and Jason hears you.
Like cheese on a toothpick.
She's on a tooth. And Jason is like, and he starts to follow you. And as you get a few steps in, he notices that sexy lady Statham from the beginning of the scene, and he just as he starts to tremble more and more, he fully breaks down and just collapses into the arms of the sexy lady Statham that is right there. The sexy lady Statham then drops him and says, and Jason just falls to his knees, hands over eyes, as he is at 4 of 8 sad.
Oh, this is not
This
the
is
best.
very bad.
I know I just did something, but
Go,
can I
no,
use my
do it.
local knowledge again and call the town therapist?
Yeah!
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I call Samantha the Sloth.
Awesome.
She has got a slow process of healing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Give her a ring.
Yeah, roll local
Yeah,
knowledge.
great. Oh,
With a
God.
+1.
Ooh,
3 arms.
nice. 5.
Sweet. Sweet.
Not a failure this time.
That is-
And my local knowledge is 7, so.
Cool. So that is
Oh,
gonna be
can I get it? Thank you.
that is gonna be a success. I'm gonna have that knock his sad down by 1. You said it was Samantha the slug?
Samantha the
sloth.
Samantha the sloth, sorry.
I guess her
It was
her partner's a
Slugmantha?
slug.
Slugman the sloth.
Samantha sloth.
Samantha the Sloth.
And
It's a confusing name.
who is the president?
Amanda the Panda. Of course.
the panda. Amanda the panda. Amanda the president panda. Cool. So, as Samantha is a sloth, it may take her a minute to get. When you say call, do you have a phone, an animal phone, or are you calling out?
I have a pager.
A pager. Cool.
Yeah. Beep, beep, boop, bop.
Cool. And you see the read receipt.
Yeah,
or
I mean,
the
she's
receipt
my
on there.
therapist,
Of
so,
course.
like, we communicate a lot.
Yeah.
And I think Jason is just kind of wallowing this for a minute. You're all sort of giving him some space to breathe, you know. And then you hear a from one end of the petting zoo, and you see very slowly a very serene-looking sloth just sort of walking over. Hello, I was called.
I hug her.
Hi. She hugs you back. A solid 1 minute long hug. We're just playing it out on stream for a full minute.
Yeah, we're gonna do
And
this.
a minute has passed. How may I help?
Our dear friend, Jason Statham. He needs
Jason.
needs a little bit of help.
Oh.
Think you could help us out?
And she like puts the back of her hand and claws on his face and says, Jason, I am so sorry. Will you speak to me? I know a secret corner where we can be alone and talk things out. And they disappear for a little bit. And when they come back, Jason's looking a little bit better. That's the one sad that you heal him up on.
Yeah.
And he comes back, and that sexy lady Statham you see is chatting up with someone who looks the opposite of Jason Statham. And Jason sees that, and he's not as sad anymore, but he still really wants to interact
empowered.
with that. He's empowered. And he says, and he starts to go on over to...
I want to lean over to the group. Is he gonna beat up the new person?
He's gonna beat up the new person.
Or just like really intensely flirt? I cannot.
I might flirt with the new person.
And you walk over, and he shoves the new person.
Oh, no.
And
That's
says,
not-
Oh man,
All
that's
right.
uncool. Don't be possessive.
Jason, we've got to talk
I want
about
to really, just so you know what's the threat is here. The person that he shoved, as they fall to the ground, they get back up and pull out a dagger.
Oh no. I wanna go over and I want to calm the situation
Cool.
by saying, hey, don't you know a dagger's illegal? There should be no. So far, there's been no significant damage done, and at this point, if you stab our good friend Jason Statham, you will be the one who spends life in prison. So, and I don't know how prisons are in. This is a human.
This is a human. It's a human who looks the opposite of Jason Statham.
For human people, but I'll have you know, animals know our way around a cage and how to put somebody in it. So,
Damn.
And Dr. Lalor?
Lalor. 7 for 9, so 2.
Cool. So you're good. So the person who was talking to the sexy lady Statham hears all that and is like, we, the audience, hear the human speaking English say, I didn't want to talk to that person anyway. They suck. This also makes Jason a little bit unhappy, or close to, because the stranger has just now dissed the sexy lady Statham, which doesn't make them happy. But then the person walks away. They no longer want to fight Jason. He's probably not going to die soon. But he's starting to get a little bit sad.
Have I gone down with Dead at all? What was Dead at?
Dead was at 0.
Oh, okay.
Dead's still been at 0.
Great.
Can I roll to crawl up that person's pant leg and bite them on the calf?
Yeah, absolutely. If that works, it'll make him less sad. Make Jason less sad.
Fangs are weapons.
Yep.
5 for an 8.
Awesome. I'm gonna take that down by 2 sad. As Jason.
Actually, can I adjust that slightly? Can
Yeah.
I bite them on the forehead?
Yes.
To mark them?
Yes.
Okay.
So what Jason, I think most of you see is because you're doing a stealthy move with
Yeah.
this. So you like sneak over and crawl up the front of the person, bite them on the forehead. So you just see this un-Statham-like figure go, oh, and turn, and they just have fang marks right on their forehead. And they start running in circles around the petting zoo, which gets some of the animals very excited, and they chase them petting this person. And Statham just starts laughing and laughing and loving it. Now he's down on the ground just rolling, laughing.
Yeah, it's like doing that.
Rosie walks up behind all of you and puts a leg on all of your shoulders, and she says, "The operative has been dealt with."
Rosie, that was truly wonderful. I am a little out of sorts with how wild this situation is getting.
I mean, I got more drugs. If you want to, well, like, you know. Matilda, how are we feeling?
I mean, maybe you could see if she wants some.
Right?
I want nothing to do with her.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's just standing there like arms
Yeah.
crossed.
Wait.
In fact, can anybody make her leave?
I can make her leave. I pull
No.
out katana.
Tildy, do you?
I could use my follow me abilities
Yeah.
and send her to the Mean Girl bar where the mean girls hang out.
The mean girl bar where the mean girls are?
You go
Awesome.
there, you can be a star. Yeah, so I'll try to lead her
I'll climb
away
in my car.
Cool.
to the Mean Girl bar. Oh God, that's a
Oh, no.
12.
That's a critical failure. That's
All
a critical
right.
failure.
Okay. So you.
One, so it's a 13.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right. So I'm gonna.
Oofa doofa, it's the wrong bar. It's the good girl bar.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Where the nice girls go
Yeah.
far.
The thing about the was it the Mean Girl bar or the
Yeah.
Bad Girl? The Mean Girl bar. The thing about the Mean Girl bar is you don't have to be a mean girl to go there. But mean girls are incredibly welcome. But the Good Girl bar, where you accidentally sent Sexy Lady Statham to, no one but good girls allowed. And unfortunately, Jason Statham is not a good girl. And seeing his new crush, the Sexy Lady Statham, go to the Good Girl bar, where he cannot go, makes him very sad. He starts walking over anyway, but he's really in a bad spot, you guys. Would anybody like to do anything? He's walking towards the Good Girl bar as well.
I just don't know what to do.
I do. I approach Jason and I attempt to say, well, you see, this is actually a very funny opposite day joke that they've performed. The Good Girl bar today, and only today, is actually the Mean Girl bar, and the Mean Girl bar is actually the Good Girl bar.
Cool.
Checks out.
Are you cool rolling for if that's true with this one? Or do
I
you,
think this is more of a spin doctor.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think that's like something.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It is not true, but you're saying to Jason.
Yes.
That's cool.
Which do you want me to roll to make him understand me, or?
I think you're rolling to convince him that it's okay and he can in fact go to this bar, so he'll be fine. He doesn't need to be sad because he gets to go in.
Yes.
Cool. I think roll.
Also, I want to lean over to the group and be like, okay, be prepared to figure out a way to not let him get to the bar because he super can't get in.
Yeah. So I think this is roll Statham.
I'm rolling Statham.
I think you're rolling Statham.
But I
Roll
am.
that
This is
Statham.
like a very spin down.
Oh, actually, you could. Okay, so you could do this with visuals. I think. You could roll Spin Doctor.
Okay.
You could roll Spin Doctor, especially since we're in such a dire circumstance.
9 for 7.
9 for 7. Okay.
Well, I think I know what happens.
Oh no.
So he believes you,
Yeah.
and he runs in,
Too fast.
and those gorillas run in right behind him.
Wait, you said different people can go in the bad girl bar though.
Into the. Okay, hold on. Let me work this out now. Okay, so
He
where are we
was
at?
going into the good girl bar.
How can this make Jason Statham closer to death? Because he's running into the good girl bar.
Well,
Which you said
to
only
be
good girl
fair,
bar-
Only good girl can go
Only good
into,
girls can
but he
go.
thinks it's the bad girl bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's running in, and he's breaking the rules.
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
going to bring the
okay.
gorillas back,
Okay.
but when he runs in, you hear the sounds of someone yelling, "Hey, you can't be here! And then glass shattering on the wall, and the sounds of weapons being drawn inside.
Whoa, okay. I thought they were just gonna say you can't come in and he was gonna be sad.
They're good.
Apparently, Animal Island is frickin' violent.
Hey, Jason, you can't be in here, but my Tommy gun can.
He is 2 of 8 dead.
There's a very clear food chain.
Rosie feels like this is the perfect opportunity to use extraction.
Yes.
But she is going to try to extract both Jason and the sexy Lady Statham.
Okay. If this succeeds, they will both go down by 1, dead and sad.
Oh, that's
If
a
this
10.
fails-
That's a 10 on a 6.
A 10 on a 6, that's not good.
No.
And is what you're doing dangerous, or
Definitely.
then you?
I'm going into a bar where I just heard weapons.
Then your
drawn.
stability turns into adrenaline.
Cool.
Yes, so you are now at 1 adrenaline, 2 stability.
Okay.
So is sexy Lady Statham about to inadvertently take a bullet?
Oh no.
Is that where the narrative's headed?
I'm trying to decide if I want to go for dead or sad. You know what? Yeah, okay, so...
We got closer to dead for entering the wrong bar. They draw weapons and it makes you sad.
Okay,
You don't
I
need to
rolled a
wave your
3.
gun at me.
I rolled a 3 on the D3. Do you want this to make him more close to dead or sad?
I feel like we're filling up our dead bar pretty quick, so sad?
Well, no,
Sad's actually closer.
Sad's
Oh,
closer.
okay, dead then.
Dead? Okay, cool. So, you're going in to extract him. Your idea is, I imagine, to go in and you want to like web him out. Is that what you're going for? Just grab him with your legs.
I'm gonna break a window and then just shoot a web in and pull him out.
Cool.
What's that sky hook?
Spider-Man. Oh, sorry.
The
what?
sky hook thing in Batman.
Yeah.
That
it's
thing. You know what I'm talking about?
The spider hook.
The spider hook. Yeah.
So you break the window with your spider elbow, and then you shoot out your spider hook web at Statham, and you grab him and the 2 flamingos, the 2 flamingo good girls that had pulled out their weapons.
Of course, they're flamingos.
The 2 flamingos.
Then they have what are those like blades that have, it's like the blade and then it would be a hilt, but it's almost 2 blades as well. What are those called? They each have
Sinais.
Yeah,
Like
they each have 2.
Raphael has?
Yeah, like Raphael.
They each have 2 Raphael Psi knives, and you grab them as well, and you yank them out, and they land in front of Jason, still ready to fight, and they go to stab him.
And they are good girls, so they do have their permits for their weapons.
Yes, of course.
And
as
for
is the law on
stabbing.
Animal
They
Island.
have stab permits.
That's true.
One of them does stab him for 3 points of dead. He is now at 5 of 8 dead, 4 of 8 sad, 2 of 8 arrested. Arrested won't go up in this scene.
Operatives.
Okay, that's all.
Jason is currently locked in a heated battle with 2 Psi-wielding flamingos.
I'm gonna do what horn toads do and squeeze a vessel in my eye to shoot blood. This is a real animal fact, but I feel like it would fall under the narcotics tab. So it's like,
do you see this in your blood have narcotic properties?
I think so.
I'm into that.
I think I'm a crossbreed, you know? Who knows
Cool.
what sort of psychic... I mean, has anybody tried licking me yet? Well, that's well. Since if I'm using narcotics, which I think you should because that's fun. I succeed by 1. I also rolled a 5 on my Statham die.
Does that match?
It's a 5 and a 5.
5 and a 5. Okay, cool. So Jason does something unpredictable, and you succeed in making him less dead. This is a really big thing. I'm gonna give you 2 points of dead away. 1 for each of the flamingos that. Are you shooting blood into Jason's or their mouths?
Well, you do it in mouths.
Or tell me what you're doing.
How the actual creatures, horned toads, they have vessels that they compress, which cause so they like shoot blood out of their eyes, which they typically do to like scare away predators. So normally it's general direction, or if you wanted to pinpoint it, you could draw it from like kind of like basilisk lizards, how they do it to like aim for the eyes, like blur and distract. So I'm aiming for the good girl's eyes with, I guess, my psychedelic blood.
Yes.
With psychedelic blood.
So
I'm
think
quite literally a party animal.
so. You get blood
Somebody lick me.
into both of their eyes, and they go, "Ow! Nah! Oh! Whoa!" And they start to dance with each other, just sort of ballroom dancing away from this fight. And Jason is like, and he has 2 less dead and 1 less sad.
Wow.
I think that's a good place to end that scene.
Wait.
Unless there's any other actions.
Well, I did get a file on my Statham.
Right, and Jason Statham does something unpredictable, so we can't end the scene there. Jason grabs.
Finish it.
Jason. Are you suggesting Jason throw and kill? So they're dancing. They're starting to dance away. Something unpredictable. Jason has one of those sai in his sides. He takes it out, bites off the blade, and tosses it at them, and gives them the human middle finger.
That's the worst human finger.
Or the best.
And then Jason yawns, and he starts to walk over to his travel nap bed, and lays his sleepy Jason head down. Would you like to have an interlude scene as you are walking to the next location?
I
picture us dragging him in a sleeping bag having this conversation.
I picture him like kind of on like a wheelbarrow almost, like, but where I think Bongus and I like just grab the front of it and we're walking and it has like it has wheels, so we're like
a wagon.
And Rosie, you're like on top of Jason. And
Rosie's perched on the back watching our six.
Yeah, and then
I'll be in the air scouting.
So, okay. So, I think for this one we should just do something quite mundane and something that will not elicit any sort of terrible feelings for Jason.
Yes.
Go to the Pillow Museum.
Pillow Museum.
Pillow Museum is great.
Tildy, that's
so
exactly what we need to do, the Pillow Museum.
There is a chance of smothering, and I feel we've gotten awfully close to death.
Okay, that's also a good point.
We also, we wouldn't want to bore Mr. Statham.
This is true.
All right. Well, you know, as far as the trip is going so far, I think you're all doing a smash-up job, and I really appreciate being in your presence.
You hear the sound of a distant door being kicked down. Not that distant, as he wouldn't let Jason get too far away from you, but he woke up at some point and snuck away to a nearby building, the Snorkeling Center.
Ruh-roh.
The next scene is taking place in the Snorkeling Center. As you walk in, you see Jason like looking around at this huge, it's basically like a giant pool. And when I say giant, I mean like, you could say an ocean-sized pool, you don't see an end to it. So this building, I guess, must be huge.
It's an infinity pool?
An infinity pool. And Jason is looking around, and he wants to be here, but he's trying to find a good way to have fun. And I'm going to target bored with this one.
Okay.
Okay, bored snorkeling in an endless pool.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Wow.
Well, I think there's no way that renowned swimmer Jason Statham can drown.
So I wouldn't go for dead.
Mm-hmm.
I feel arrested though because there are many other children in floaties that could drown.
Mm-hmm.
Arrested is good. Arrested is good because I mean like if we're going for bored, I wouldn't want to do sad, so I think arrested is.
Yep. Because those feel like the two extremes of that this could go. Either he gets bored of this or he goes wild.
And so we're going bored and arrested?
And I mean, it's a very big pool room, so like this establishment has a budget.
Yes.
Cool.
Bungus, do you think he could commandeer a jet ski?
What?
So Jason has targeted a section of this infinity pool that he really wants to hang out in. It's the section with the least amount of other people. He's not here to see people. He's here to hang out with animals. And he goes over and as he starts to dip his toe in, you hear the sound of a distant high-caliber rifle go off at the other end of this infinity pool. And you see soaring through the air, eels. Eels. Hundreds of eels that land in this section of the pool and take it up. It is full, and Jason looks at it, and he really wants to go in there. Nothing else looks really very fun. He's starting to get a little bored, because the eels are taking up the place he wants to go.
Eels are so rude!
Eels are so rude!
I hate these guys. I'm gonna use extreme sports and cause some waves.
Yeah.
I guess by kicking or flapping.
Yeah.
No, flapping my wings. Obviously.
Yeah, if you flap hard enough, you can create like
some waves to kind of push the eels away.
That's awesome.
So let's see. That was an 8, and my extreme sports says 5.
And is that a plus that you still have?
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
so that's a 9.
So that's bad.
Between scenes though?
I think we determined it didn't.
It does
Yeah,
not.
I'm still failing.
Okay, and I rolled a 3.
Oh boy.
About
So
to get real bored or real arrested.
I think here's what I think happens. You create this big gust of wind, and Jason had just started to kind of like walk away to find a different part of the pool that looked fun, and you end up knocking him about 30 feet into the pool, into the shallow section. He just kind of lands there ankle deep and goes, okay, and just sits down at 3 board.
No.
The eels then begin swimming towards him as you hear another high caliber rifle crack from the other end of the pool, and more eels come flying towards him through the air.
Somebody has an eel gun.
I just want to say the things I rolled for, by the way, were snorkeling and eels, and I was like, this is great because eels would be good here in Animal Island. So make them a nuisance somehow.
Actually, and I want to go and address the eels. I'm terribly sorry that someone has put you in this situation, but as you know, eels are not allowed within 15 feet of a human being who is visiting Animal Island. So, especially not in water. So please move along.
Roll for it.
And I'm going to make this a law lore.
Cool.
Okay.
You're at a +1, I think, too.
No.
No, you're not anymore.
Yeah, I recovered that. I think I just failed.
Yeah?
I think I failed.
I failed by 1.
Okay, cool. The eels in unison go, the laws don't matter to us. We have the most powerful friend of all, and he wants Jason's vacation utterly ruined.
Who's your friend? Tell me, you vile being.
I will not tell you their full name, but I will tell you their first name and their last name. It's the Wesley Sniper.
I spike the camera.
And they swim away towards Jason Statham. The Wesley Sniper is the antagonist of Jason Statham's Big Vacation, as described in the 1 page of rules, and they're here. The eels are rushing towards Jason. You're not entirely sure what they're going to do, but Jason is sitting there just kind of going like, bloop, bloop.
Bongus is gonna rear up on its hind legs and take him to and then just rip into like a beautiful Broadway like number from Cats. As I rolled failed actor to steal and enrapture the hearts of not just the Stathman, but also these eels.
Cool.
As I rolled failed actor. 10.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, I drank the water. Oh, gross. Oh, gross. Hang on. I need a loss.
So that's 4 failed.
That's bad. And so the degrees of failure don't...
It's not like...
It's good for us to be aware of, but I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to roll... Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to target arrested on this one. Jason hears you coughing, and he runs over, and he picks you up, and he starts trying to give you the Heimlich maneuver, and nothing's happening, and he starts to get frustrated, because usually he can do the Heimlich maneuver, so he finds someone else and starts giving them the Heimlich maneuver, and that's not working. So he goes to someone else and gives them the Heimlich maneuver, and you see some guerrilla guards target him and start to walk over, going like this.
These ones have chainsaws.
He goes up by 3, and yes, but are currently strapped to their backs, and it's only 2 of them. But he is at 5 of 8 arrested right now, as it went up by 3. What are you gonna do?
I like how with the gorilla guards, arrested and dead are pretty interchangeable.
Squirrel, you think you got those gorillas?
Oh, yes, I have the gorillas. Don't worry. I get up back up on my hind legs and I just walk towards them. Now you see gorillas. And I freeze and they just run by me. And I look back at Rosie and Tilda and I'm like, I don't know what to say. This is a very strange situation. And I pull out a law book.
Jason is currently holding what's an animal?
Schnauzer.
We haven't done any dogs yet. A schnauzer. Holding a schnauzer, just going, Statham, to no avail, but continuing to do it. The guards are approaching.
I would like to fly over to the lifeguard that I'm assuming is there.
Of course.
Who would know CPR, because that's what lifeguards have to know.
Sandra the sea lion does her CPR.
I'm going to try to have Sandra demonstrate to Jason the correct way to give CPR, so it looks like he's not just giving random people CPR, like as if she's doing a training for him.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I'm not sure what maybe my friendship with local
knowledge. As the one of you who is a local here,
Yeah.
I think flexing that makes a lot of
So cool.
sense.
So yeah, let's not fail this time. Oh boy. Oh, actually,
Luckily,
that's
it's good.
7 out of
Which I think is your thing.
7.
7.
Awesome.
So
Cool.
even.
So Sandra goes, oh, okay, I can actually do a training. I've been wanting to train someone for a minute.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Statham, you want to do it like this? And she picks up a corgi that's next to the schnauzer and starts doing it the proper way. Other people are like, hey, can I get in on that too? And they walk over, and now there's a small crowd of people doing CPR.
And the gorillas are like, oh, it's a training program, right? Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, oh.
Normal.
I have a
thing.
question. Are the eels still coming for Mr. Statham?
The eels have started spreading in the infinity pool, and they're starting to take up more and more of it. And you hear from the other end, and now almost as far as you can see is eels.
I would like to roll. These weapons are also weapons to chop the eels into a very palatable sushi.
Okay.
For Mr. Statham.
So we're talking, just so you know, there is still, you can still succeed, but this is thousands of eels.
Well, there's a whole
And you
training.
could-
I got a training program's length of
Also,
time.
you're
to do
amazing.
this.
So,
Oh my gosh.
So yes, Jason, yeah, go do your thing.
It's not boring.
That's a 2.
Nice.
That's very good.
Oh.
Okay.
2 for 8.
So you kill all but 2 of these eels. all but 2 of these thousands of infinite eels.
Really quick, I'm gonna say you knocked down his arrested levels by 2, Jenny.
Cool.
You've just knocked his bored levels down to 1.
Yes.
Because he was starting to get bored of the this lesson now that it's become a structured thing and everyone else is doing it. He's like, oh, whatever. So he drops the schnauzer and he's like looking around, kind of bored, and then he sees you just like grinding through. I imagine it's like a you describe it.
It's like, have you ever played Fruit Ninja?
Yeah.
It's like Fruit Ninja.
Yep.
But with eels.
With eels, and you're like kind of water skidding too.
Yeah.
Because you're like bouncing off of eels and like going through, and you see Rosie. She does the entire lap of the pool, which I guess you don't see her at a point.
Yeah.
And then she comes back, and you just see all those eels completely as they were, and then stopped, and then they just all separate into pieces and float to the top.
And then little chunks of ice float.
Yeah, they're perfect. I do want to say Rosie has spent the time to like grab a flipper or something that could be used as a plate, and just has like rows of like eel sushi, fresh eel sushi, ready to go.
Cool.
She's holding it up with 3 of her legs.
And you hold that up for Jason, and he comes over and he grabs the entire plate and eats it in one hand, licks his lips, and then reaches into the pool and eats another one, licks his lips, and looks over for one of the eels that was just here as a guest walking around, and starts to walk over, going like this.
It's really incredible. You can just murder all these eels. How eels don't have rights, and anybody can just eat an eel.
Yeah.
They were evil Wesley Sniper
They were evil
eels.
ones, though.
As
Those ones were
opposed
evil.
To like a
Hey, no, they came out of a gun.
The gorillas, they were tipped off about the weather.
Wait, hang on, Herman. So, if Jason Statham eats that guest eel, is that like okay? Because
No.
I think it was okay for the rest of them.
No, the
Hurtful.
eels that came out of the guns are evil.
They're gun eels.
They're eel. The way you spell eels that come out of a gun is with a silent V. It's evil. They are evil, and when they come out of a gun, I mean, what good has come out of a gun? Don't say T-shirt, because I agree, but that's the only one.
Jason gets a giant hand around this eel and picks it up and starts bringing it towards his lips, which are being licked.
I'm just gonna go up and be like, Jason, that's clearly illegal. You cannot.
There's like this eel's like son is like standing there, just like
Roll do a Statham roll for this one. Do you have something? Do you want to argue for something else?
Well,
Do you want me to take
Lawlor.
this?
Lawlor. Okay, cool. Do Lawlor. I just want you to fail. No, I also want you to succeed.
Well, good news.
Well, good news. I failed.
Sweet.
I rolled 10 for 9.
Oof.
Okay. I only rolled a 2. So he only gets 2 more points closer to arrested because you talk some sense into him after he's eaten the bottom half of the eel. This eel's still alive, but he bites into it, and the gorillas go, that's not cool. And they start to barrel over towards him. One of them grabbing the cord for their chainsaw, the other one grabbing the chainsaw itself as these two gorillas prepare to work together to either cut him in half or arrest him. It's unclear at this time. What are you gonna do?
Oh, jeez.
Jason did put the eel back down.
Well, I got us in this. Somebody get us out.
I could just have him kill him.
If there's one thing the Statham man knows, it's how to disarm somebody with a chainsaw and to beat them in single combat, Statham Lord.
Awesome.
Whoa!
So remember that one part when I said, if there's one thing Statham knows, it's how to disarm somebody with a chainsaw and to defeat them in single combat? So with the two, that is entirely correct.
Yes. So he, and this is two gorillas sort of co-brandishing a big chainsaw, acting as one unit.
It's like they're holding hands.
Exactly. And so Jason is like, I can. And he charges for them with big Statham tree-like legs. And he just takes his two hands like this and knocks the chainsaw into the infinite pool. Picks up the gorillas with one hand.
Both gorillas.
And he slams them onto the ground and shoves them into the water. They can't arrest you if they're not dead. Or, I'm sorry, they can't arrest you if they're dead. They're not dead. They also can't arrest you if they're having fun splashing in the pool. And
with
eating
all the eel
meat. So the gorillas
Eel
are
with a silent B.
Hundreds of pounds
Yeah.
of eel meat. Just really, like, the water is red.
Oh, yeah.
A million eels.
It's bad.
So many lives lost.
The eels will remember
The gorillas
this
are
day.
distracted.
I was worried nobody would die today.
His arrested levels go down by 3. That was amazing.
Nice.
Why does he even need a bodyguard?
Well, I mean, because I think you're more for like getting him out of situations, and also for. I mean, you dealt with all of these eels?
Or is he like eating one?
He also just likes it when other cool people can watch, you know, because it's like, if you can't do it, it's like, oh, wow, you know, it's like, oh, they're juggling, juggling, you know, but if you, like, really know how to do, like, cool kick-ass kung fu moves, then you can be like, wow, the Statham man truly is a master of their art.
I do know cool kung fu moves, so...
Tilly, do you think you could get Jason to come with us to somewhere where we can get a palate that is less salty, because eels are quite salty?
Yeah.
So you see Jason as you're about to go and do that. What Jason is doing right now, he won that fight so quickly, and he was really proud for a second. But now he's looking kind of longingly at the gorillas, like, you're not dead. Come fight me. Come fight me.
He splashes.
Fine. And he looks around,
Holding hands.
and no one in here wants to fight. And he just kind of sighs and looks up at the sky and twiddles his beard.
Rosie, fight him.
Rosie's gonna fight him.
Okay.
Rosie's gonna roll... just a Statham roll, I think.
Yeah, to communicate, like... So my thought for the Statham roll is, like, this is to speak a sentence to him that he understands the meaning of.
Okay, Rosie's just gonna say, I'll fight you.
Cool.
Okay. It's 9.
For like
for a
5.
five.
For a 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
She just holds up 2 katanas in her, like, 2 front hands,
Yeah.
legs,
See?
things.
Yep.
Arms?
Yep.
Which is, I mean, you are an incredible fighter. Like, you can take on numbers don't matter to you.
Thousands of eels.
Thousands of eels. There's almost nothing you can't do. Unfortunately, there's one thing Jason knows. It's how to disarm an enemy and defeat them in hand-to-hand combat very quickly. So he just, as you're flying at him with the katanas, he doesn't understand what you're doing, so he goes, "Halt!" and he just points a finger at you and pokes you in the spot that makes you release all your katanas and shoot you back to the back of the room. And he's like,
Rosie
fighting's
just
not
drops
fun
on her back.
anymore.
With her legs up.
And I rolled a 3 for board. He is now at 4 of 8 board.
Damn it.
No fight is good enough for the Statham Master.
I guess when you're a killing machine, violence loses its pleasure. Hey, Jason. Hey, Statham man. You want to go back to the hotel and do some narcotics? Rolling narcotics.
Oh my God! How? How? You were the only one, like 3 times.
So Jason Statham is intrigued with my 2 by my drug, but is also something about the suggestion of narcotics with my other two unlocks something primal and unpredictable.
He grabs your face and he squeezes your blood sac and opens his mouth. And then he looks around.
That'll get you fucked up. Okay.
And he grabs that eel that he had bitten the tail off of before, and he picks it up, and he starts swinging it around like a sword at people, like, somebody fight me, now I have a sword. And those guerrilla guards, they look and they're like splashing each other in fun, and now they're just like, that's not okay. And they start rising out of the water. As he... Oh no, you succeeded. So
Yeah.
they are...
Eliminate some boredom, because that was a great...
Yes. I'm going to eliminate 2 boredom. They are now at 2 of 8.
Great.
Squeezes your blood sac.
Pretty unpredictable. So yeah, the guerrilla guards are like starting to come out of the water to arrest him. Jason is currently not bored though. He's high with an eel sword.
I'm going to block them. I'm going to walk up on my hind legs again. Gorilla friends.
Please step away. I have to arrest that horrible human.
Well, you don't, because in fact, this eel, as you can see, it's half eaten, and its last wish was to be a sword.
You don't say.
Yes.
Is that true?
We'll
Roll
find
spin,
out.
doctor?
Yeah. Critical success.
Really? Well, tell him to have a good time.
Its son is just holding the will and just like crying with joy.
Well,
It's not true.
that's not true. Yeah, but they fully believe him with this
right.
one.
To spin doctor.
Yeah,
Crying. Okay. So it's crying with disappointment.
Daddy, no.
It's nice to have wishes fulfilled.
In fact, Jason, being the wonderful person that he is, will be fulfilling the wishes of everyone at the park for the rest of the time that he's here. So,
You don't say.
yes, anything else that he does is because of a wish for a dying thing.
Do you mind if I update our coworkers on that? I don't want him to get arrested.
In fact, I think it would be best if everybody knew.
Okay. And they poke at their pager together, the 2 gorillas do, at one of the pagers, taking him from 2 to 0 of 8 arrested, as the rest of the cops have been informed. Jason is swinging around the sword, and he's still really high, and the sword flings out of his hands and into the water, and he's just like, oh no. All right.
Wait, quick question. Which end of the eel was he holding?
I think
He bit off the bottom half, so
he was.
Well, I mean, was it like head or like head?
I think he was holding at the neck, and the head was the hilt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's like blood splattering each other's cheeks.
Listen, I'm not running this game, so I can't really take responsibility for any of this. That is the way to read it, yes.
This game, goofy.
Yeah. So Jason is, he's starting to get bored as he's realizing that, like, now that his sword is gone, his hands are just there, but they're not doing anything for him.
Hey, Tilda. Do you think you could find somebody to volunteer to get half-eaten and become Jason Statham's new sword?
I mean,
local knowledge.
I don't think they need to be half-eaten, but they
I
could
do
become a
think
sword.
we could find somebody that would like to be a sword. Perhaps a sword fish?
Oh, I was going to say eel, but but you're right. Sword eel isn't a thing.
I would like to use my local knowledge to call up my swordfish friend.
Cool.
Just have a lot of friends in this town.
What's their name?
Oh God, I do very poorly. I got an 11, but a +1, so a 12.
But it's not a critical
forgot I had
failure
adrenaline.
because it was an 11. But yeah,
Yeah.
it is 12.
What is your
That
swordfish
is quite
friend's name?
bad. Swillfin.
Quillfin?
the swordfish.
Swillfin.
All right.
Just Finn for short.
Do you call him Swill?
I was gonna say Finn.
Oh, Finn.
Finn
Finn's
for-
too
Finn,
good. Oh,
that's-
I love that moment
Finn's good.
because Jenny was like Finn for short, and then you're like, do you call him Swill? It's like no, Finn for short.
So you call Finn, you get a hold of Finn, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm right around the corner. You want me to come over now? I can fight him real good.
Yes.
And you hear, you see and hear Swillfin push open the door with their sword nose and look around. And they look, and you realize Swillfin doesn't know who Jason Statham is, but they want to fight you. So
Acceptable.
they go and start fighting Bongus Chongus.
I just want to clarify. Does Swillfin have some kind of, as a fish, some kind of like
Breathing
fish?
apparatus?
Yeah, exactly. Some kind of breathing apparatus.
Yeah,
Perhaps
I
constructed out of-
imagine
water
it's,
ring,
It's,
water
it's like
collar.
around where the gills would be, just like a collar.
Yeah, it's like
that
a
is-
watercolor painting. No, watercolor.
Yeah.
that was pretty bad.
So I think basically Swillfin, seeing that you two, that being Bongus Chongus and Tilda, were close to each other, thinks Bongus is Jason and goes to fight him. Jason sees this and it makes him more bored because he doesn't get to fight now either. He's now at 3 of 8 bored.
Well, joke's on you. I dive into the pool.
Cool.
And reemerge at the half of the swordfish, and I'm rolling failed
Of the
actor
eel?
to
Cool.
do a choreographed fight because I've done some stage
Sweet.
combat in my time, and we're gonna do it with some brass.
Cool. Failed actor?
Where did it
Oh,
go?
that roll. Hang on.
I didn't see it. Roll again.
Well, that was a 3.
Okay, that succeeds.
I'm doing really well.
You're doing really well.
It's
Special
funny because
dice.
these dice normally roll really lowly, so I feel that confirms something.
So
It's that side of the table.
I can finally feel good about getting you those dice.
Jason goes down to 1 board as his hands that he was staring at. He sees this happening. He sees his best friend emerge from the sea with his own sword, with Jason's own sword, and those hands. He starts clapping them together and banging them together really slowly, and you see him just like enthralled by this and looking at you, and he is having a good time.
I
with
wink.
this.
Bongus, like a little blood squirts out.
Bongus, you're also covered in blood emerging from the sea. So,
Eel blood. Eel with a
blood.
silent
Eel
V.
blood.
eel with a silent V blood.
So there's kind of like a little vowel type. It's not just
Yeah.
eel, it's eel.
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 You know, evil. Eel.
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 So Jason is currently standing a little bit separated from all of you. Not a ton, but enough that a cop who maybe didn't get the message yet and sees a human alone, which is illegal on Animal Island, might go up with handcuffs, which is what's happening right now as a chimpanzee cop walks in and sees this lone standing human and starts to walk over.
Operative. And Rosie's gonna roll extraction.
Cool.
That's a 1. Nat 1.
Oh my god, are you expecting Jason or the cop?
Extract the cop's
the
head from
cop.
his shoulders.
Cool.
I'm-
So,
Actually, I did roll a nat 1.
what would you like to do?
No, I don't want to kill. Well, don't you though? Well,
The
sorry,
chimpanzee
I'm
cop comes
sorry.
in and is
Yeah.
like brandishes handcuffs and is like, oh, I'm gonna. And then
Kill
their
the
head just
pope.
falls off.
okay, yeah, that's too good
Yeah.
of an image.
I think
Yeah,
so.
and then Rosie's just standing on their shoulders, like behind where their head would have been.
We see a silhouette of just like a chimp's like just a chimp's body like with a flat part like right at the top of the neck and then like
Rosie's 8 katanas all held up.
And Jason looks over at you and goes, hell yeah!
And then the body falls over.
And we will end the scene there. That was the 3rd of 4 scenes. The next
killed-
one will be the final.
So we killed about
Rosie killed-
11,000 people.
Rosie killed so many.
I
Million eels.
would like to propose
one chimpanzee.
something
Okay.
for the final scene. I want to take Arrested off the table because the track is at 0, and you set up a good way for everyone to be informed that they shouldn't arrest Jason for most things he does.
Sure.
Are you all cool with taking Arrested off the table, but keeping Dead, Sad, and Bored all on the table
Yeah.
for the big final scene?
Yeah, do you know the rules about the big final scene?
Are there special rules about the big final scene?
Yes, there is.
Then I don't. So let us look up. Oh, on the last scene, roll twice on both tables and combine the results. So we're going to do that, which means it will be a combined of 2 locations.
Okay.
Are you cool with it being a place where Jason cannot get arrested but could be dead, sad, or bored?
Yes.
Yes.
Can we roll a location and you roll a location?
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna roll both for the Wesley Sniper though.
Okay, that's cool. I have this giant D20.
Yeah.
Sweet. Everyone should touch it before it goes to make
Yeah,
sure
that's
that
what I
you're
wanted to do.
on
Okay. We get a kiss from Bungus Chungus.
Yes.
So. Cool. I got a good one.
Kiss
Wait,
from
each of
Tildy.
the 8 legs.
We got 8 kisses from Rosie.
Wait, hang on.
A little psychedelic blood squirt from Bungus, and then Herman will and do as he does, like with the monocle.
Cool.
And I'm gonna give it a nice juicy roll. If I roll the same thing as you, let me know.
Cool.
19.
19. So we are at a marina. A marina that is home to a fancy restaurant. You all rolled marina. I rolled fancy restaurant.
Well, can someone tell me what a marina is?
It's like a fancy
like
shore.
Del Rey?
No. It's
No?
like where rich people dock their boats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So a restaurant like right.
I think one of the
very
boats is a
fancy-
restaurant.
Yeah.
So this is a very fancy Tiger's boat that is also a very fancy restaurant.
The waiters are shrimp.
And this
The
begins.
waiters are shrimp.
Oh.
They're all lobsters. They're all red lobsters.
Yes.
That's the place called.
Yes.
It's Red Lobsters.
It is a tiger who employs only red lobsters.
It's a tiger. The
Wow.
tiger's name is Red, and the place
Red
is
the tiger.
it's called Red's Lobsters.
That's
Red's
awesome.
lobsters.
So you're at Red's Lobsters on the marina.
That is just a diversity suit waiting to happen, though. I mean, he really needs to diversify the people that he's employing.
Yeah, that's
Hire
way
at least
too
like
close
one
to,
crab.
Yeah,
One
just hire
crab.
one crab. That's all.
The door to Red's Lobsters is kicked open as the sounds of soft classical music are played through, and the eyes of many lobsters and patrons turn to see the person who has kicked open the door to this fancy restaurant. Not a very cool thing to do. Some people aren't happy about it. What's up, Bongus Chungus?
I just want to. So this place definitely has a live band, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think they're also lobsters. They are all violinists, or all strings at least. Just hold, like you know that scene of Mr. Krabs playing the tiny violin. One of them is just like doing that. So you hear like a very a viola la, if you would.
A viola.
And I think the first thing I want to sort of set up and target here. Oh my God! Hold on, I didn't roll for the villain.
Wesley Sniper.
So Jason kicks open the door.
Who dies first?
Okay.
You rolled twice, right?
I rolled twice.
Okay.
And I'm combining them. Jason kicks open the door. Everyone turns to him, and Jason turns back to look at you all. As behind him, you see this big like projector screen that was there sort of blip on, and you see a hooded and masked figure who, Bongus, you at least recognize as the Wesley Sniper.
Oh
Jason's
man,
arch
that's
nemesis.
Vin Diesel.
And the Wesley Sniper goes, and that blips away, and you see a young Jason Statham, which in our movie looks like Jason Statham but a child. So it's like his head just smaller.
Yes.
Same like degree of stubble.
Yes. And it is Jason with his family who he loved, and it is the burial of their first family pet, your older sibling. A heartbreaking family film is displayed on the screen. As this happens, the other thing I rolled for, a chandelier falls from the ceiling towards Jason. What do you do?
Act 1 reprise.
It was on loan from the museum.
I watch and like shed a tear, and you know that one image of like Shia LaBeouf clapping? It's just like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're clapping, Jason looks at you quizzically and starts to turn back towards what you're clapping for. He's about to see this heartbreaking family film, which would make him very sad. There's also a chandelier coming for his head.
I would like to get the people playing musical instruments to play the Phantom of the Opera. So that
Okay.
way it's as if they're doing a Phantom of the Opera homage with the falling chandelier.
Okay.
To make it seem like it's
And-
intentional.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like, not a scary bad thing, and that will distract from the film.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I guess I'm using my local knowledge to be like, hey, lobster friends.
Yeah.
Can I tag on that with Statham, Laura? Phantom of the Opera is Statham's favorite Broadway
Best
musical.
musical.
Sure.
And I am gonna roll extraction to get him out from under the chandelier
Cool.
when we get
Cool.
there.
And what
You
I
do
would
that.
like to do is, this is great because we're gonna do something.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to roll an eye for detail to see who cut that chandelier.
Okay.
Okay.
Teamwork.
Yay! Okay. Nice.
Oh.
Oh.
Whoa!
All right.
So
all right.
5 plus 1, so 6, but my local knowledge is 7.
Cool. So you succeeded.
I got 5 out of 6 for Statham lore. Oh no, 5 out of 8 for Statham lore. It doesn't matter.
Cool. So you also succeeded. How did you guys do? You're extracting, Rosie.
9
Right.
for 6.
Okay. Cool.
But I got a 2 for 6.
Okay, and you were trying to.
I was trying to determine who.
Right. With eye for detail.
So we did
Cool.
everything except get him out of the
chandelier.
I
It's
want
really
to.
immersive.
Yeah.
theater.
He's part of the play.
Well, hang on. Maybe in terms of getting him out of the way, if once the band starts playing Phantom of the Opera, we can be like, Statham, look, and like get him closer.
Which I think he does. So. How do I want to do this? Because there needs to be failures and successes. I'm going to roll.
It's 3 and 1.
Is it three failure, 1 success? Or 3 success, 1 failure?
3 success, 1 failure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll my D3 and I'm gonna subtract 1 from whatever I roll.
Okay.
And it's gonna be for closer to dead because he's gonna get
Yeah.
nicked by the chandelier.
Yeah.
Because he is so distracted by the Phantom of the Opera, he's moving slowly. He's like, "Yo, I'll follow you, but I wanna check
Just
this out."
Statham, this way, this way.
And he is only 1 point closer to dead, at 4 of 8 dead, as the chandelier hits him in the back of the leg. You saw who did it. It was the sexy lady Statham. Oh. And you see the back of her jacket, and it has the Wesley Sniper's mask.
SLS. Sexy lady Statham. SLS.
So glad I rolled sexy lady Statham in this game.
Stay on your toes. I saw her go across the catwalk. On
Yes,
the top.
yeah, and she's just running around up there. Very just, like, Terminator-y.
Then I want to go to Statham, and I would like to spin doctor the chandelier falling on his leg, and just like it'd be like, oh yeah, yes, Jason. I mean, like, this is very immersive theater. This is the way that, in fact, you have now entered into a play. And the rest of the things that are going to happen here are all scripted, and we all know the script, but you don't.
So he's sort of following you. This roll is to see whether he's actually excited about that or if it makes him more bored.
I'm actually gonna. I know I said spin doctor, and that's better for me. I think I'm gonna roll on Statham here because I tried to say something
Sure.
pretty intricate.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 3.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
he hears all that, and he's like,
Yes, it's you. You're the
For
star.
me?
Yeah, we're finally going to break you out of your action. Well, no, wait, no. You're going to get more action. You get to do live theater action.
Where's my chair?
It's right over here. I screwed up a chair.
Oh, it doesn't have my name on it. It doesn't have my name on it. And he's starting to get a little bit sad about it, but he has gone down by 1 board.
Great.
Tilda, do you think you and I can get up to those rafters and do some damage on the SLS?
Hop on.
Okay. Rosie's gonna get on board.
Cool. We
Cool.
fly up to the top and try to intervene.
Cool. So you fly up there, and you see the sexy lady Statham just Terminator running to the other side of the catwalk, where Jason is like walking. Where is he like about to sit down on the chair that doesn't? Well, he's not going to sit down yet because he's looking at it.
Sure.
His name's not on it, but you see her running over. There's another chandelier there, and she has a comically large pair of scissors that she's like ready to cut it with.
I would like to roll these fangs are weapons.
Cool.
To shoot spiderweb around the pair of scissors so that
Cool.
she can't open them.
Awesome.
5 for an 8.
Okay, cool. None of you have been matching with the D6, by the way, right?
No, I would tell
Darn.
you.
No. I mean, I'm unpredictable in
Spencer's the
general,
only one who's been
Yeah.
I am chaos.
So you were trying to...
Shoot web around the
Sure.
scissors so that she can't open them to cut the
Cool.
chandelier.
So that's what currently... Yeah, she's going like this. And she looks around, and she sees you two coming towards, and she gets ready to throw the scissors at you, and then looks down and chucks them at Statham's head. They're still webbed up, but it is a projectile.
Oh no!
And did that roll go down by dead? Like dead?
Oh, yes. And I'm going to take dead down by 1.
Okay.
Tilda, dive!
I don't want for 3 like, okay,
Extreme
Extreme
sports.
Tilda love fruit.
Tilda
So-
love fruit.
Tilda love fruit. I'm a fruit bat. So Tilda has a very, very juicy mango that she's going to try to throw to get the scissors lodged into the soft mango.
Sweet.
So it'd be maybe like as that's happening, like a chef is carrying some hot pot of flambe, so it could like flambéed mango for Statham.
Yeah.
Statham Lord,
a yummy-
favorite snack.
A yummy treat.
It's not his favorite snack.
Oh no!
Okay, well let's try to throw this mango. Extreme sports.
It could be his new favorite snack.
That's
It
an
could be
11
his
plus
death.
1, 12. I failed again.
Oh no!
You ever
hit
been
him
hit
with a
by
mango?
hit in the head by a mango? It really bums you out. Really makes you sad. That's 3 points of sad.
No!
He gets hit. He's like, oh, come on. Who would do that to me?
Can I roll for the
Immersive theater.
attention to detail?
No, that
He's at 6 of 8 sad, by the
Phantom of
way.
the Opera,
I wanna-
he
I
gets
wanna-
hit by the mango.
Yeah, the part of Family Opera.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't you love that song where Phantom's like, Mango? Why did you hit me?
Mango for me.
Mango for me. Mango for
Sing
me.
for Mingo.
I wanna roll attention to detail, the eye for detail or whatever, to see this skizzers coming for
Great.
Jason Statham, because that is still
That's getting him close to dead.
okay. Eye for detail is a 6, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. Well, I rolled a 7.
A 7. Okay. You don't see the scissors until they hit him. And they do hit him. Again, they're not going to stab him, but it is going to be 2 points closer to dead as it smacks him right in the same spot where the mango hit him. And he's like, ow, come on. It's my vacation. I'm going to put him at now 5 of 8 dead. And as he's saying, come on, it's my vacation, he's looking around for where all this trouble's coming from, because he's sure this can't all be part of the play, and he's turning towards the screen. He's about to see this heartbreaking family film.
Thomas is gonna grab his hand and be like, check it out, they have your favorite snacks, which is it's just popcorn.
Just plain popcorn.
He's a
Have
simple
that.
No
man.
salt,
This,
no
this
butter.
incredibly
Just
fancy boat restaurant
Yup.
has popcorn.
It's fancy popcorn.
It's
You know,
like a little
gourmet.
It's
Have, like,
the
nutritional
popcorn
yeast.
stand.
yeah. Some people, some places bring out chips and salsa. Other places are, like
Yeah.
cheese and bread.
You know,
They
this
have
place
truffle butter on it.
I mean, I assume with like a restaurant that's like with that it has a bunch of seafood serving, even though it's called Red's Lobsters. I feel like this is a very savory place,
Yeah.
where they serve not fish related things. So like having something salty
like a
like
burger
popcorn,
joint.
Yeah.
something salty like popcorn would be great.
Yeah.
Plus, if it's free, people will buy more drinks.
True.
That's true. That's so bad.
Well, I got a 12 on my 12 and a 1 on my 6, which I feel should be something unpredictable.
Oh no.
just from
Yeah,
sheer
yeah, that is
magnanimity of it.
you roll extreme in both directions.
I think this is something unpredictable for Wesley Sniper.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, Jason, what did you say to him again? You said,
Hey, your favorite snack? I saw popcorn. Popcorn!
and you turned your head towards where you saw the popcorn, and there is a cart of popcorn there right in front of the screen, Bongus. That wasn't a great idea.
Oh, wait.
And he looks over at it, and Jason starts to tear up a little bit, and Wesley Sniper takes this opportunity to pop back up on the screen and do his and give Statham the human finger.
No, not
No,
the worst
not
one.
the human finger.
Jason goes up to Jason goes up too sad.
All right.
How many sad is he at?
Is he
8
8 sad. Here we
of
go.
8.
Here we
No!
go. We're not done yet. We're not done
You
yet.
ruin his vacation.
No.
What happens now? What happens now is where is it? Okay. Statham enters danger mode. We cut to the streets outside at the marina, and Jason is sobbing. There are people around. There are like birds flying around with little bird cameras taking pictures of him. This is a potential PR disaster Jason is causing for himself.
His makeup is
You
just running
have one
everywhere.
chance to avert disaster and save his holiday, or you'll all be fired. Even you, Bongus.
No.
Even
No.
Beloved
All
family
right.
pet.
So
Wait,
this is happening.
so-
People are gathering around. What? It's gonna be one roll.
One roll?
Yeah, we have one chance.
Is that one roll each?
No, I think is it each?
I would like to make it one roll each.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been really
Because-
terribly.
Yeah.
I have an idea for what. So, what if I just go kill everyone with a camera? Or break the cameras? Either
might
way.
be
It could go
more
either
of a-
way.
You would get sad that he's not doing the killing himself.
I'll break all the cameras then.
Okay,
And
that
burn
could
all
help.
of the
Okay,
footage.
break the
I think-
cameras.
We should steal a boat, sail off into the sunset with Jason.
Follow me.
Yeah.
And I think we should just like torch the dock behind us
Yeah.
to like really like
Sell
light the
it.
fire
Yeah.
of adventure in his heart.
Unless some of the paparazzi are birds, they cannot follow us
They are
into the
birds.
ocean.
They are birds.
They are
They are
birds.
almost all birds. Flight
Okay,
birds.
and you can we'll just
Never mind.
do, and you can handle that, Rosie, right? Right?
Well, actually, it is illegal for birds to fly out in these waters because it is a flight
God.
risk for the planes that are going overhead, which is law lore. So that's what I'll be
Yeah.
rolling.
Cool.
Okay.
So I realize the reason it is intended to be one roll is so that it is a like win or lose situation. I would like you all to roll, and if it's more successes, you succeed. If it's more failures, you will lose.
Okay, so
What if it's
That
what if
simple.
it's exactly even?
If it's exactly even, I'll roll d6s. One for
Okay.
good, one for bad.
All right, so
Okay.
here's what I'm gonna do. I got this. Hang on, about 4 pounds of weed. I'm gonna go bribe that captain of that boat.
So
Okay.
bribing the captain to get the boat to take you away.
Cool. I'm doing my follow me and using my navigational flight skills to get us out to sea.
Cool.
Intimidating and or destroying the
paparazzi?
and I'm just gonna address everyone and be like, I'm sorry, Jason has to go, and I'm terribly sorry, especially to those of you who would like to take pictures and follow what is going on. But you cannot. It's a restricted airfield. I duly apologize. And
Cool.
yeah.
Everyone make your rolls. I just want to know win or lose.
Hallelujah.
I see those faces.
This is the first time I did good.
Good.
Done good.
Did not fail.
Cool.
Adrenaline didn't go away, right?
Adrenaline did not go away.
Even with it, still.
That's a lose for old Rosie.
Okay. For Herman, you're trying to get the crowd to look away, basically. Distract or
No,
no.
When we make our escape,
Right.
they cannot follow us
Gotcha. Cool.
because it's illegal.
Yep. Right. Sorry. Win or lose?
I won.
You won. Cool. Bongus Chongus.
I want to hear Tilda first.
Oh, I got a 2.
Tilda-
So wait, I did good. I won.
Tilda succeeded. We have 2 successes and
I
1 failure.
succeeded.
Cool. That's gonna be a 3, sorry.
Oh yes! Thank God! Thank God!
So that's 3 successes
So-
and 1 failure.
Bongus, you hear the door of a boat is kicked open as Tilda ushers the 4 of you and the wonderful Jason Statham with his tree-like legs into this boat that Bongus, you didn't just get the captain to drive you, it's your boat now.
I'm captain. Yeah.
You see Bongus Chongus with a captain
like, bought
hat
it for the
doing
weed.
narcotics in the captain's seat. And Rosie, you roll me a d8.
Okay. Hang on. It's a 6.
You are able to follow with 6 of your legs, but those paparazzi you were fighting took 2 of them. But you make it on the boat,
Wounded
and
in
Jason is
combat.
still in full breakdown. But here's the thing, the cameras were destroyed. You lost your legs in the process, but the photos aren't here. And you sail off into the sunset as Jason Statham's sobs come farther and farther between. More and more space as you're all crowded around the wonderful
we're all
Jason
patting
Statham.
him.
Pat him on the back.
I'm letting the duty for him.
Bongus likes to do it for him.
And he looks at you all and says, Good. I love you all. Thank you for making my vacation big.
Oh.
And Jason Statham gives you a big hug. Thank you all for watching Jason Statham's Pet Vacation, a one-page RPG by
We
Grant
did it!
Hewitt and Chris Taylor based on a concept by Sean Smith. I have been your Statham master, Jonas Newhouse. You can.
What? No. I was just like, I'm decompressing.
Yeah, decompressing. You can find me on Twitter at Jonas Newhouse. I would love to talk to you about Jason Statham. I don't know anything about him, so tell me. I'd love to talk to you about any of these wonderful animals. I have my own animal. Her name's Markle. She rules. Thank you to Q Times for hosting us. Thank you to the wonderful game designers for designing this game.
Gaming this design.
I really recommend you play it. It's a ton of fun. This was my first time playing it. It was very fun. You can do a lot of stuff to kind of change things with it. It's not supposed to be animals. It can be.
Just as an example of something I've done with it is I've made it like one of my friends. I've made it their vacation, and everyone just plays themselves. And instead of it being like an agent, lawyer, and they pick skills that they want to specialize in, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
Which is very
great.
fun.
Yeah, great for like birthday parties, things like that, when you want to target a friend in a good way. So yes, I've been Jonas. Thank you for watching. Spencer, where can people find you?
Hello. Hi, my name is Spencer LaBelle. You can find me on Twitter. I'm sorry, microphone. You can find me on Twitter at Splubel. It's labeled on the overlay. You can also more commonly find me at Instagram at Splubble, but that's SPLUBBLE.
It's like bubble with a splah.
Yes.
It gets worse every time.
Does it?
I like the two names, Splubel because it's your name. It has your name in it, and Splubble is good because I think it's a little more concise and easier to follow. The two together is a nightmare, but
if you can tweet at Splubble on Instagram and tell them to just get out, get off,
Tell them
go
to
away.
vacate the
Extraction.
premises.
wait, on Twitter.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
Wait, hang on.
Splubble,
Yes.
I got a 6 extraction.
That
I'm not
was a 6 and a
proficient. I
6.
don't get that. Oh shit!
Jason Statham kicks open the door to this room.
And it's like, I'm at Splubble.
Statham, no!
Jason Statham is at Splubble.
William, where can people find you?
Hi, I'm William, and I was playing Herman Wright, the giant Indian squirrel, the Indian giant squirrel. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KWilliamWhite. I also run a show here on Q Times called Hijinks and Handlebars. It is a Kids on Bikes actual play live stream. Kids on Bikes, if you are not familiar with it, is if D&D was Lord of the Rings, Kids on Bikes is Stranger Things. So that happens Tuesday nights, 6:30 PDT currently. And we have a lot of fun. We are going on to episode 15. That is a recurring stream, unlike these, which are one-offs. And so you can find the handles for those for the Instagram and the Twitter. That's just at @handlestream to keep up with that show.
Jenny, where can people find you?
I'm just, I post art on Instagram sometimes. You can look at it if you want.
Do.
Yeah.
With your eyes, JPan art. That's it. I don't use Twitter. It made me sad.
It's, honestly, we should all
It
get
does
off
make
of
everyone
Twitter.
sad.
Yeah.
I have been Sam Richardson playing Rosie the Tarantula, and these are fake.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I know. Big reveal on the end of the stream here.
But you've had them all this time.
I am also on at HandleStream, and so is a good friend of mine, Reggie California. And you might be seeing more of me in the next couple weeks because I believe next week,
Next
on
week,
the
yes.
calendar?
Next
Maybe next week. We'll see.
It should be. Right.
Either next week or the week following, I will be running a campaign right here using the Monster of the Week system, which is loosely based on stuff like Buffy or X-Files or Supernatural. So if you dig on that kind of stuff, or like horror, thriller sort of things in general, please come back and watch that as well. It's going to be a ton of fun. William and Jonas are both on it.
Yeah,
So
and it's also based using the Apocalypse system.
Oh, that's right.
Powered by the
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Powered by the Apocalypse.
So if you saw our Apocalypse World stream that Spencer ran, it's the same core system.
Yep.
Yeah.
Final notes, we do have a lot of other shows here on Q Times, and we're getting more all the time. We do these one-shots on Wednesdays. Sometimes they extend for 2 or 3 weeks. We're not doing a reprise of this one. But we also have Hijinks and Handlebars on Tuesdays. We have the Uncommon Trust on Sunday. What are they doing this Sunday? What are they? Because they're also cycling through.
more like
they're
who are they
finished. So
doing?
they just last Sunday they just started Paranoia.
Cool.
With the ghost guest with the guest GM Joseph. I was actually on that.
I was wondering.
I was on that. I walked in the door and they were like, "Are you available to do this today?" I was coming to set up their stream, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm on that, and then the final session, so it's a two-parter, that is going up this Sunday, but it is a pre-recorded thing because they're all doing volunteer services on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'll also be on that this Sunday at noon. Uncommon Trust. Find me playing Paranoia with the gang.
Yes. For all things Q Times, you can follow them on Twitter at _Q Times. Chat with them about all sorts of games and fun things. They will chat back because that's what Twitter's for. Am I missing anything, anybody?
Help us petition for William to keep this.
Yes, please. Tweet at William, tweet at Q Times, tweet at the president.
Everyone
don't tweet at the president.
William
Actually, don't do that. Forgot who the president was for a second.
Tweet at President Amanda the Panda.
Tweet at Amanda the Panda. I did forget who the president was for a second there. Don't tweet at them.
What a blissful world you lived in for 1 second.
And now we have to go back to the bad one. Thank you for joining us for Jason Statham's Pet Vacation. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
Good night.
Click.